Okay, it's October of 2021 and I ordered the Body Solid Home Gym, model number EXM3000 LPS. It came on this pallet. You can see the pallet over here. Pallet came in good shape. It's an elongated size. It's not a typical square pallet. Came with 8 boxes of home gym equipment and 8 boxes of weights. Plus, I ordered the the accessory for the vertical knee raise and dip station. So let me grab the camera. I will show you the boxes. This is the packing slip. You can see that. Again, it says EXM3000 LPS. Now the funny thing is, I don't see LPS anywhere, but I'm assuming that I got what I ordered. Every box says LP.9. So we'll start with this box. Again, if I close it back up here, you go here to the end, it says EXM LP.9. Every box says that, so I assume I have all the pieces that go together. So box 1, box 2, box 3 with the seats and pads, box 4. That looks like the extended knee raise and dip right there, at least the pieces that fit in that kind of a box. Box 5, box 6, still some packing in there, box 7, and box 8 with the bench press. And then here are the 8 boxes with the weights, 10-pound weights, 8 boxes, 2 200-pound stacks. Again, that would be the 9th box, just that one single bar in it for the knee raise. So Body Solid might not agree with this, but it appears that they're not in any particular order, even though you see some boxes have a good majority of what looks like pieces that go together. They're not all together. I think it's just based on the size of the box, size of the piece, so they can consolidate as much of material as they can and aggregate it together so it fits nicely on a pallet. So no worries, that's fine. So this is what I've got. This is where I'm going to set it up. I painted the floor. I decided kind of against the floor mats at this stage. I'll probably put a mat out here on one of the stations, but I'm just gonna go with the cement floor. Let me show you the packing slips that came in. So in addition to this packing slip, what you get in one of the boxes is this kind of what they call an assembly guide. It's printed double-sided. You'll see it's not really an assembly guide as much as it is just kind of a parts list, and it kind of shows you where pieces go, but it doesn't walk you step by step through how to do any of it, at least not that I've been able to see so far. So let me hold you up so you can see how I've got things laid out here. So I just put out a table. I printed out that assembly guide, air quotes, on single-sided paper and just put it out on this table so I could see it all in one place without having to flip around. Just kind of keeps things a little more organized for my little head. So up here on the top you got the illustration sheet with all of the pieces you should have. On those two, you can see I've kind of gone through and marked with little check marks, all the pieces that I've received. So I think I've got everything. I've laid it out over here on this table as best I could. Kind of a small table, but you can see I got the bolts here, nuts here, washers, all these rubber, pieces here. It did come with 4 Allen wrenches. Didn't come with the other wrenches, so I'm not sure what the point of giving us Allen wrenches was, but great, that's helpful. So that's how I'm going to lay it out. You'll see over here that these bolts come in different lengths and different sizes. And just if you're not sure, so for example, these are what the assembly sheet over there calls the A3s. I just marked it A3, so it's easy for me to grab when I'm going through the assembly. These are 1/2 inch by 3 inch, and there's 6 of those. So to measure for the 3 inch, you measure from the end of the thread to the base of the head here. So that's where that's 3 inches. This is 3 1/4. See 3 1/4, just a little bit more. And there's 7 of these. So that's how you kind of keep them all straight. If you kind of go through your checklist, you'll see how many there are of each one. So there's 5 pages up there of kind of parts illustration sheets. Then you get over here to page 6, which is where I assume you start. So 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to start with 6, and obviously you start on the base. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these base pieces here. I'm going to grab 4. This one here, which has this T on it. And if you come up here, you can see it a little better. So this is the one with the T on it. That's what they call A. I just put a little check mark there for A, so I can see it better. I'm going to grab this one, which is called AN. So AN is over here. So this is AN. I'm going to grab that piece. So get AN, E, which is this piece, which is here, E, and F is down here on the bottom. So those 4 pieces, A, AN, E, and F. Grab those out of boxes. Then I'm going to grab, the other pieces here that go with it. While I have the camera over here, I know that on the bottom of those, we're going to use 4 of these D21s. These go underneath where the weights stack on those rods. The weights, this is just kind of a rubber pad for your floor. It's going to have 3 of these D4s. One of the things that's kind of hard to understand is when you look at your assembly list, you got D4s here. You look at D4, it says there's 3 of those. And then down here, it looks very identical. Here I got D43, and they look nearly identical, but the easiest way to tell them apart, I'll show you over there, but the way you know is because there's only 2 of the D43. So D43 is 2 of those guys. So that kind of gives you the clue. So the D43s have this kind of beveled, tapered edge right here on the square. And the D4s do not. It's just a straight edge. Otherwise, there's no difference. Same size, same length, same height. But I'll say body solid on the end. There's 3 of these. I already put 2 of them on F, just because I kind of wanted to just make sure. So we'll see that when I put the pieces over there. Okay, so sorry, get the camera over here. Let me point this down. I'm probably going to go off camera quite a bit as I'm doing this. So I'm going to cut my head off a little bit. Let me turn it over here a little more. So I'm doing this by myself, so I have someone grabbing the camera, and I'm trying to get it close enough to see. So again, I'm going to grab A from the parts list. I'm going to put it this way. So that's going to go here. Okay. I'm going to grab AN. AN is going to go here. And obviously this comes out to where your leg press is. So it'll be here and closer to the wall, which is how I want it arranged in this space. I'm going to grab E. So E is going to go here. You notice also they have colored dots. So there's a yellow dot here, a yellow dot here. There's nothing in the instructions that explain what those are for. I'm just kind of assuming that that's what it's for. So I'll put these yellows together. So, and the other one I'm going to get is F. F is the one where I grab those D4s. I've already pushed them on here. So I got these two D4s already pushed on the end. They snap right in. They're probably a pain to take off. I haven't tried. There's a red dot here and a red dot there. So that's maybe helpful. That goes there. Okay, so I'm going to go grab a few pads. So I'm going to grab the D21s, 4 of those. So look on your parts list, there's 4 D21s. I'm going to grab 2 of the D4s. I'm going to grab 2 D5s. So again, look on your sheet. On the parts list, we'll turn to page 6. I'll bring it over here. So I'm on page 6. If you look at it, I'm going to put these here. These are the 4 D21s. And if you lift this up, you'll see there's 2 holes here, 2 holes there. These are the 2 knobs that go in those 2 holes. Again, these are at the base of the weight stacks. Put those in there. That's on the 1. So this one, I'll put 1 here and 1 there. These don't snap in, they just simply, slide in. They're easy to take off. If you wanted to take them off for some reason, go there. And if you look at your assembly guide, it's got, again, those are the D21s we just put in. It's got the D5s. This one is going to be right here at the neck. It's probably close enough. And this one is going to be just before this pulley. So this will do, the pulley goes here. This is going to go just before this pulley. We'll put it here. Okay. Next thing I'm going to grab are the bolts. So it says that this end has the A3s that I showed you over there. They're 3-inch long with a C1 washer and a B1 nut. Those are compression nuts. And then these have looks like B2s. Okay, so I'm going to grab the hardware. I'm going to put the bolts on here, put the bolts on there, put the bolts on there. I'm probably not going to tighten them all the way down, just because I think that there might be another piece that goes on here for the upright. So I'm just going to put them on there loose. When I get that, I'm going to pause the camera, put those on, let you kind of catch up, and then when we get to this point, I will restart the video. Okay, so sorry that the camera cut off some of this before. I'll get some camera help. But just as kind of recap, we did A, N, and E and F. And on F we have these 2 feet. We have these pieces here. I forget what number they are. They're actually 5s, I believe. Yeah, they're B5s. A B5 here, B5 here. There's a B5 here. And remember, these come in 3s. There are 3 of these. D4s. So the third one will go over here, and I just kept that out a little bit so you can see it. And again, there's the knob. Starts in this little notch there and just slides in like that. Goes there. So I put bolts in this end. So these are the A3 bolts with the B1 compression nuts. And in here, to connect AN, we did A7 bolts. And the diagram says put the washers on the bolt side rather than the nut side. I've never seen it done that way, but that's what we're doing. Okay, so now we're going to do upright pieces, which are B, C, and D. So we'll grab those and we'll bring them over here. So again, you kind of notice I don't have bolts here yet because what is it? B goes on here with its flange at an angle up here to the top. So I'll grab the camera, come over here, just quickly show what we're going to do. So again, we're going to grab B, C. They call it C1. There's no other C that I can see. Anyway, B, C1, and D. So those are the three we're going to grab. And of course, we're going to grab, I think I said it's A3s and A2s with B1 nuts. So come back over here. I think those are two of our pieces right there. Let me double check that. There's a yellow dot on that one. So just kind of bear with me here. So we're going to grab this one. This is B. Okay, so B will go here, like so. In fact, let me just grab the bolts. So we can put those through there now and keep them pin it up for us. My glasses, so it's A2s, a couple of A2s, a couple of B1 nuts. And for some reason, this doesn't show, at least the diagram doesn't show us using any washers, which is a little weird, I guess, but we'll just follow the directions as they're written. And I'll put one on here. Grab these. There's one. Again, these are the A2s with big branches all the way through there. These compression nuts, they have to be, they don't free spin all the way snug. You gotta torque them all the way down. We'll put this on here. That's tight enough. I don't put a lot of pressure on them. Don't want to bend anything. Okay, so that is B. Now we'll grab C. And I think C is in the same box right here. Okay. This is C. And we'll put, let me grab the bolts, what I say they were. Those are A3s with a B1 nut. And again, it doesn't show any washers. All right, so A3, B1. A3s, B1. Okay, A3s and B1s. It's leaning back into the center. These are the two holes. Let me just put these through here to hold it. I doubt it matters what direction they go. Like such. Let me check the camera to see how high you can see. Okay, so we were just in the process of standing up B, C, and putting D on top. So I'll continue putting D up on top. If you look at the diagram, it says you want to use a A1 bolt, which is about a 5-inch. This I go through here into this first hole. You'll see there's 3 holes on here. So 1, 2, 3. So these 2 are in here, and the third one's below. I'm just going to start this through here now, like such. Okay, well, you probably didn't see much of that. But, so it wants us to put L on this outside. Again, there's a nut in here. So A3 goes through this into this welded nut, but first it goes and attaches L here on the outside. So let's find L, and while we're at it, we just as well look for the pulley piece up here, which is G. So we'll grab G and L and come right back. Let me check the camera again. Okay, so so this is L. Yes, let me grab the A3. A3 is this 1/2 inch by 3-inch bolt. So this is a A3. Now we're going to put it through here, through there. Another time you wish you had 3 hands, but I actually hadn't started, luckily enough. Cutting this a little bit. Okay. goes there. And G, let me grab G. G is being held down by, looks like 2 more A. Okay, we're gonna pick up again where we left off. Just to recap, we've got these pieces together, A on the bottom, B, C, D. This is E here, and this straight one F. This piece is G, and this is L, with all the caps and pieces, legs, and supports underneath. So next we're going to work on the leg press that goes on this station over here. Again. Okay, so we're going to grab those pieces we just referenced. I'll probably go in and out of camera here a little bit. So the first one I'm going to grab is this AO and AM. No, AM's a two-hander. Let me put this over here first. This goes here. There's no legs on that one actually. This is the big piece. This is AM. Okay. So AM goes here, like this. You can see where the holes line up. These two go here. And then 2 bottom ones go there. 2 from AN go on here. 2, 2, 2 over there, like so. We'll grab AQ and grab BE. Here's AQ. This should have a dot on it. It's got a blue dot. Although I don't see a blue dot on here, but it goes here. Here's the slots for 2 end pieces that will snap on. It looks like it's symmetrical, but either way. This will go on this piece here. Another AP. This is AP with a blue dot, and this is BD with the blue dot. We'll get these going into their respective places. And you see this one, this is AP, has the bar here, the rod. It goes into the bearings. We'll grab those next. The bearings are over here. These are the BBs. So if you look on your diagram, you will see BBX2. So I'll show you that. So I'm going to grab these, put them over here. They go there, and I'll grab all the right feet. And you can see this box here only has one more item in it, which is this AS. I haven't even got to that part yet. So again, as I said before, most of the stations are pieces are together in a box. Unless it's just kind of a size that doesn't fit that box, then they put it somewhere else, but it's easy to find. So again, this is your diagram. This is the one that came with it. These are the 2 bearings in here, ball bearing rollers. That's the BBX. So we're gonna put all that together. And I'm gonna grab all of the bolts according to the diagram, and nuts and washers, and put them in place. And then I'll turn the camera back on when I get there, and show you what I did. Okay, we've grabbed all the pieces for the leg press on page 10 of the assembly guide. Those are marked, I highlighted in yellow. It's this AO, AM was already here. It's this AM, this AN. We've got BD, AQ, BE, and AP, as well as these bearings. So bearings came in 2 boxes, and they're wrapped in plastic, in these plastics, and each one has a little Allen wrench, because when you put them on, when you bolt them in with the 4 bolts, those are the BB, sorry, those are the A4, these A4 bolts, there's only 4 of them. There's only 4 of those larger washers that go on the top with the regular nut there. When you put them on, you'll see there's 2 little Allen screws on the inside, or on one side of the bearing. That is so you can tighten those down so this doesn't slide back and forth this way, like this. See how that comes out? I haven't tightened it down yet. I'm just going to let it find its place, hopefully in the center. Then I'll just tighten those down just a little bit so this doesn't slide back and forth. Don't worry about the zerks. There's plenty of room in here if you ever want to put grease in it. Okay, so as we mentioned, we put the bolts in. This side is actually really relatively easy. It's got A7s, 8 A7s. So 2 here, 2 there, 2 here, 2 there. 8 of those. I've tightened most of them down. I don't tighten them really tight. There's no sense in crimping or bending this metal. It is strong, but you're not. It's just a weight set. So just get things nice and snug. So finish these 2 here. Something like that. You got the rest of them. There's one down here. These are fairly tight. One of them is still loose. I'm just going to let it find its place here a little bit. Legs here, right at the neck. The other leg right here. I did it just before this upright. Same with these. These 3 pieces, BD, AP, and BE, all come with the nuts and bolts in place. So I just want to tighten those down. And go in there snug and snug. Those are in. 1, 2, 3 of these. Okay. Then this foot, AQ, you want to put the feet on it first, obviously. The feet are the D3, or I'm sorry, a D4-3. And it's got the blue dot on it. So 2 of these D4-3s. Let me make sure I got the right one, because there's 2 kinds of these. One has kind of a tapered edge right there, and the others are just square and straight. Otherwise, they're identical. And these are the 2 I got left, so they're going to go in here. You just put the piece on there, slide them in like that, put this in, like that. This is the AQ. Take the tape off. That's my marker. It's symmetrical. These are the bolts, those 3-inch bolts, which are the A3s. 2 of these, washer on the outside. Go through here like this. No washer on the inside. Put the nuts on. It's nice that these nuts are all locking nuts. They take a little bit more to put on because you gotta wrench them all the way in. But that's okay. Better that than them coming loose. Okay. There's those. Now we have 3 D6s and 1 D9. Okay. Caps. This is the D9. There's only 3 of these. It goes right here in this little upright post. Right there. One of these D6s goes in the end here. Those fit really nice and snug. And then of course the big AR2. This big AR2 here. This lies right on here. Obviously the body's solid on the top. You'll see there's kind of a little bit of a taper on the bottom. That's where you put your feet when you're doing your toe, your calf exercises. This is going to require, says A2 bolt, which are these bolts with the C1 washers and of course the B1 nuts. So we'll put these in again. Seems to be pretty common that their washer goes on with the bolt head. There. Those there. I'll start these. Right here. Okay, that's the AR again. And the 2 little D6s, the end caps, go in here, one there, and one there. Okay, so those are the big pieces of the leg press. As you can see, I haven't started putting any of the pulleys on yet. Quite a few pulleys will go on here. I just set that one in there just temporarily. I'll take it out and show you how that goes in. So I guess that's to the next segment. Okay, I thought since we were on page 10, we just finish off that page with maybe the exception of the pulley. I can put the pulley on too. So if we look on page 10, you can see we just put the pieces on that I've highlighted in yellow back there for the leg press. Now I'm going to grab the parts of the actual bench itself. So it's AS, this funny bar that I wasn't sure where it went, the back pad, the seat, the arm handles, the little brackets that the seat goes on, I'm going to grab those pieces out of the boxes and then put that together. So again, we want to grab AS. That comes out of that box. So that box was mostly the leg press. So AS obviously goes in there. You can see it's got 4 holes. We'll grab AT. These are the 2 handles that you hold to your life on. Then grab BA, which is the seat. You know which one it is that has 3 holes in it. One for each of the 2 L brackets, and then the back one here in the middle goes right there. So it's going to go like that. We'll grab the 2 L brackets over here on the table. There's just 2 of these. They're the thicker ones. AL, 2 L brackets. They're going to go in here. Seat. Here, like such. And we'll grab the backrest, which is AZ, this backrest. There's 2 that look pretty identical. You'll know the difference because this one has 4 holes in the back of it. Those 4 holes go to these 4 right there, right? The bulge goes on the bottom, that goes there, that goes in there. Okay, so I'm going to put those together, then join right back with you. If you follow the diagram on page 10 for the seat, the backrest, the handholds, it goes pretty easy. So again, the seat is BA. The handholds are AT. It's not labeled here, but they're the ATs. You have these 2 brackets that I showed you, the A1s, or ALs rather. And don't forget the D26. D26, that little plastic sleeve that goes inside here to keep this from rattling and make it slide easier. Obviously the holes have to go where the pin is. And then the A5 goes through both of these L brackets with washers on both sides. The ATs use the A6, just 2 of those with no washers, just the B2 nut, A6 bolt B2 nuts. And the seats up underneath and in the back, they use those A14s with a lock washer, the C4 lock washer, and the C3 flat washer. And they obviously screw up into the back of the seat and the backrest. And you want to be careful, obviously, don't over tighten those. I'm going to put one more on, show that. So this is the A14 threaded all the way to the head with the lock washer on there, which is the C4 and the C3 flat washer. And these go right in through here, and it's a 1/2 inch head, so I gotta grab the 1/2 inch socket. And this tightens down to the point where the lock washer is flat. You're not trying to hold these very tightly. Just a little bit snug there. There you go. Let's all tighten down. This, obviously, I'm going to put the pulleys on there. Go to the weight stack. And so far, so good. So again, this is the AS. This piece here in that same box is the rest of the pieces for that. I think all the pieces, with the exception of the foot pad, were in that same long box. Okay, so Ben is going to help me with this station. So, as you can see, we're grabbing K. It goes here on the end. So this is K. It goes like this.
I grab part of O.
We're going to grab
That's for the pec deck.
that's the pec deck. We're going to grab J.
There's J right there. There's J.
Yep. And that T.
T.
And that little lock
Spring loaded.
spring loader thing. We're going to grab 6 of these foam rollers. And we're going to grab the 2 bars that the rollers go on. I don't know what the part number is for that. Is that 8H? Okay, these are 8H's. We're going to grab the handles. These used. Again, these are the black ones. The black base. The handles with the white base came over here on the leg press. You can kind of see they have a little different angle, but you'll look, and when you look at the parts list, you'll see the difference. And once you grab Q, grab that plate, the A1, or 8I plate, I guess. And just one of those 8Is, it's a big flat, the heavier of the 3. And we'll grab the D26. Yep. Let me show you where we're grabbing these over here. Okay, that's
The AI.
the AI,
D26.
D26.
And then you need the 2 bolts, right?
Yeah, those are the 2 A1s. Okay. And this is Q here. And we will grab all of the pieces and we're going to actually put it together roughly, loose. We're not going to tighten anything down yet. And then we will turn the camera off while we do that and put the camera back on and show you what we did and then put all the little rubber pieces together, all the end caps. Okay, we have moved the pieces over for the knee extension, knee curl. We've bolted on the big pieces. Again, according to the diagram on page 7, we've grabbed all of the caps and sleeves and seats and lumbar, all the pieces here. So we're gonna just put the rest of it together. So as you can see here, this is the K1 put together with that A22. There's only one of those long bolts with a large size nut. This piece, this is J, comes onto this K with 2 Allen wrenches. You take that off, put it on, and there's 2 Allen wrenches inside there. Just tighten those down on that spindle. So that operates. We went ahead and put these on with the foam rollers. And again, this is the lumbar. There's 2 seats that are very similar with 2 holes in the back. The lumbar one goes on the bottom part and the flat one right there goes on this piece that attaches here. So why don't we start working on this. So we'll put this sleeve in. This is the D26. Take the tape off. Hole goes here. That's just going to squeeze in, pop down, put this in here.
Yep. Should.
It doesn't stop. This thing keeps going. We'll go back up to where the threads are flushed, I guess.
Well, I guess once it gets in there, it won't allow those threads to.
Right. So this is the T. We put those black handles on. We put there's two of these. I forget the part number. One is for this piece. Obviously, we put that on and slip these over. So I'll put this. Flip this on here. So back to the backrest. Again, Q is on here. There are two of these plastic inserts. There's D27s and D28s. It says D27s, I have them labeled incorrectly. But you know which one is which because the D27s will actually fit over this. Right, that's one you want to use. So obviously they go in here with the hole there, and the tabs in these holes. Slide down one.
Part R, part S inside of it.
Okay, we just finished off page 7, and now we're going to do page 8 right here. So it's probably a pretty simple stage or station. So we're going to grab H, there, that's the H, and we're going to grab I1 in that box. We got two pulleys that go inside of H. I got the shaft, so this shaft has two little
Worm screws.
Worm screws. You loosen those up so this bar can come out. So slide that out and we'll put it right through this hole up here.
Put the
You're gonna need a hand. Hang on.
You got it.
Hold this point. Use your finger.
Now we'll get up there and we'll tighten those worm screws.
Okay, then we get, we'll tighten those two worm screws down on this spindle here so it doesn't slide out. Then we'll put two D6 caps on top of those. So for the D6 caps, did you grab the bag of D6s?
I did not. Oh, they fell behind the table. We got to put on that one.
Okay, here's D6s. Two D6 caps. On there.
Yeah.
Grab I. One. Just get down here.
Looks like we got two screws on the back. We'll loosen those. This will be in front. The bird's out front. There we are.
Here we got two more D6s caps for the end. for here. We have 2 more of those. Here's the D6s. Bag. It goes one way, right? Okay, I think that's it for page 8. Yep. All right, that's all on page 8. Okay, for this section, we're going to do page 9 of the handy dandy assembly guide. So we're going to grab these pieces I've highlighted. It's essentially M, N, O, and P with these X and Y handles and the seat AX and the back AY. So we'll grab those on the box. Okay. So again, it's M. Here are the two M's. They're symmetrical. And then we got left and right, N, O, and P is for the seat. Obviously they all go on here. I'll show you how to do that. There's a number of components, obviously, here on the page. So we've got these 2 D28s for the seat adjustment. That's these guys here, D28 times 2, right here. We got these little round knobs. Those are the D45s. That's this bag here, D45s. We've been using those on the other handles. And of course, the bolts as indicated here on the diagram. So I'm going to grab those when I come over. You'll notice on the diagram it says you want these, that they're already on here. And it's going to say to grab 2 of these D29s, those brass washers. So that's these guys here, D29. We'll grab these. And over here, these are not tight. You can take them off with your finger. Slide those 2 on there. Or 1 on there, one on this side. So I'm going to grab some of those and bring them over, and then probably turn on the camera and put them on. So again, these are N and O. They're labeled right and left. This I've got the red dot, so right. So that's on this side here. So this will go here. With the brass washer on the bottom. This one will go here. If you look at the diagram, it does not indicate that there's anything between the stock and this piece. So we'll grab the 2 M's. The side with this little triangle there, this flat piece, hits against here on the stock. So I'll put this on here, just like that. And we'll put that bolt and washer back in my pocket. So I will tighten down there. And put this one on. Goes here. In the same way. Put that washer and bolt back in. We can grab the 2 D28s. These are the D28s. They go in here for the seat post. There we go. sure that that post will slide in. We grab the post. This is P. Yes, that slides in fine. Turn that hose to notch. Okay. Set those there. I'm gonna grab X and Y here. Here's X and Y. Again, these are also labeled right and left. Red dot red, red dot right. So red goes on here, and that's already on this part. Okay, I did a little bit of assembly. I'll show you the rest. Again, this is page 9. You can see here that those seats need those A13s, C4s, and C3s. 2 per seat. I'll come over here. Grab my A13s, got 2 left for the other seat. C4s are those lock washers, the C13s are these flat washers. You're just going to want a piece on the end where the seat is, which is right there, D7, right here. D7, top and bottom. So grab those, these are the D7s right here, in this bag. So D7, D7, in my pocket, those 2. Those 2 and these 2. Okay, I've actually just put these down with the 3/4 inch wrench right down just to where it stops. No sense in torquing that down, just go to where it stops. Same with the bottom of here. That nut will go up till it stops. I took this off to put the end caps on. Just have one more in my pocket, so I just use a hammer for these. If you want, you can use a rubber hammer, whatever. They go in just like that. Again, this goes on here with this nut on it. This nut will just go up until it stops. Don't worry about over tightening it. Over tightening. That's the stop point. So it turns free. Just 2 of those long bolts with the lock washers and the regular washers here on the bottom already. So I'm going to put these on. Lock washer, flat washer. Again, I do like the flat side against the middle. Lock washer. Middle washer. The seat up. Again, lumbars down. Put these in here. Those in there. That's a half inch ratchet. Again, I'm not putting these in too tight. You just go into that little piece inside the seat. Just nice and snug so it doesn't slide around. Both of those. Okay. And I grab the end caps here for inside the seat here, and down on the bottom here. Then I grab the wrong one. Okay, it says D7 times 2. So So I assumed it went there, but that's actually a D8 on the bottom. So there's only one D8 in the entire packaging. Here, show you. Only one D8. It's this guy here. So that goes on the bottom. Okay. D7. Not sure where they have the other D7. Only they said 2. Hang on. So they said D7 times 2. All right. I don't know where the other one will go. I'm going to think it's just maybe a mistake for now, and I go from there. All right. So that's it for D9. I will. The only thing I have left on this whole station here are the pulleys. Okay, I'm gonna grab W out of here. So this is W. I had a label before. It's going to go, it also has a yellow dot. So the yellow dot's on this side. So I go in here. This bolt, the washer on either side. Flat side against the metal as I like. Washer on this side, and the B2 nut. Tighten that down. I grab the slip pad, the D18s and the D24s. Okay. D18s, D24s. Put these on first. Use a hammer because to be careful with these break a little bit. You might want to put those on before you put it in here. I'm going to grab my socket. 9/16" wrench. Tighten these 2 down. Okay. These 2 slip pads. I guess. Should have put these on before I bolted it on. This thing goes out about a 1/2 inch from the outside. See if I can keep it level. Level-ish. I just did a 1/2 inch there. We'll see how that works. Let's see what the diagram says. You have the advantage of learning from my mistakes here. Right at the edge of that. So that's that piece. Obviously it has a little foot there, and then that is on the floor, so that's nice and solid. So that's that station, and all of the boxes now, with the exception of the weight stack and my vertical knee raise, are empty. All the pulley and cables are over here on the tables. And we'll probably start doing all the pulleys next. All right, stay tuned. Okay, as I said, we're going to work on the pulleys. You can learn from my mistakes. So We're going to start on the top end of D. It says there are 2 of these D2s, which are the big pulleys. So we'll start up here. I'm sorry, it says there's 4 of these. 4 of the D2s. Okay, 4 of the D2s, so it's going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where the 4 D2s are going to go. And they're going to need these D19 spacers that come in this bag. So you put spacer over one end of the bolt. Up here. Up there. There's no washers. Spacer goes on the other side in that white metal frame. And on the outside, again, no washers. So grab the next one. Spacer, pulley. As I said before, I suspect I'm going to have to take this out to feed that cable through there. But in the interim, I will just put it on here in case I don't have to. Put on there. And put a B2 nut on this side. Okay. Not tightening those down at all yet. So grab the next one. 2 spacers. All right, bolt. Put the D19 on. Now what you don't want to do is you don't want to drop anything down inside there. I did that. The nut. Maybe I should do the bottom one first, I'm not sure yet. And the spacers. That works. And do not drop your pulley down there. You gotta take the whole thing apart to get it out. Okay, there's those 4. Again, I'll tighten those down later. So next, it says D3's time 3. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. And you notice that one of them says to use the D15s. That's in my pocket. So these are the D15s, these little white angles that I showed you on the table over there before. It says one goes on here, and I don't see any reason why they would go up here, so just give me a second. We're going to put this one, a washer on the outside of that. A9. So an A9 bolt and a C2 washer with the B2 nut. Goes right on here. And again, no washer on the outside. Which is a bit strange, don't you think? Go there, tighten that down. Grab a couple more B2s. Getting down to the wire. last of the parts here. B2. Let's see if there's supposed to be a washer on there. Nothing says. Picture doesn't show it. So I'm gonna go with no. Okay. Put that on there. Grab the next one. And grab a couple more A9s. Yeah, so last of the A9s on the table. These two A9s. One here. Again, I'm not going to tighten those down so I'm sure. Got those four. These two. This says 3 with the D15. So let me put this on here first. Like this. This is the A10 with the B2. Let me grab the end caps, which are the D7s. They'll be the last two D7s. And here's the last two D7s. I put the D7 on the bag. Put those in here. Okay. On this side, take my V off, the V part number. Has a yellow dot. Again, all the yellow dots are down here. That's a good sign. This is the Allen wrench that comes with the set. Take that screw out of there. And there's a washer on top. So this sits on top of there. And of course, that's why you put the pulley on last, because there's no room. I could probably actually make that work. Oh yeah, that works fine. Okay, there's that. Piece. Okay, we're going to move to the cabling part, the fun part of the Body Solid EXM3000 Gym. Let me spin the camera around. Okay, so I said in the last segment that I didn't tighten the pulleys down. I have done that now, so everything is down tight, with the exception, as I said, I'm going to leave this pulley out until I pull that cable through. Now I'll talk about why. If we come over here to my handy dandy diagram, you'll see on the illustration sheet here that there are 7 cables. They're all here. In fact, I think so far I've not had any missing parts, which is very nice. So these are the cables with their part number and their length. So I've labeled them. So D33 through D39. So here's 38, 39, 35, 37, 36, 34, and 33s over there. The cables are shown in the illustrations of page 11, 12, and 13. So you'll see here on page 11, get my glasses. Page 11 has 33, 37, and 38. Page 12 has 34, 35, 36. And page 13 has 39. You also see I put all of these pulleys in these pieces. I think I showed these last time. So this is the Z part number, those two straight pieces of metal. So those are that was the Z part number with, of course, the D3 pulleys. This is the AA with 2 pulleys on it. This is AC. Sorry, this is AA. This is AC, and this is AB. Now this part number D22, where there's 2 little rubber pads, and then there's 2 little double-sided, sticky tapes. The instructions say that one of those goes here on AA, and apparently the other one here goes on this AC. I haven't put it on yet because there is a threaded hole in the bottom of this. So you can see here on the diagram that this is AC, and obviously it has a pad on it, and it's just floating. So I'm not sure why there's a threaded hole in there. I guess for no reason at this point. But I'm not going to put the pad on there until I get to that stage. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll start with, I just started to put D33. Again, this is D33. When you put it in here, goes, I haven't tightened this pulley down yet all the way either. So it goes over the top of this, and the instructions say it has to go over the top of this pin. So the cable goes in here, over the top, and comes out here. So let me do that. I'm gonna put you on the stand. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup on the cabling. So as I said, D33, this cable here, D33 over this pulley, over the top of this bar, inside this piece, over this pulley, which I had out because it was easier to thread the cable down without that pulley in. So then I put the pulley back. It comes around and over this pulley, over that pulley, over this pulley, and down there, okay? Then it will actually hook on, I think I showed, to this AA piece, like this, under here, I'll just do it. Up over this one. And it goes down to your weight selector bar when I put the weights on. Okay, so that's cable 33. Like that. Okay, and this is loose because I have to put the bars on there for the weights. So that's cable 33. Cable 34 is this piece with the 2 big round balls at the end. Okay? They hook in here on this piece here. And here's where I finally solved the mystery of the D15s. These 3 white metal T's that go on these pulleys. One is here, obviously, it says D3 times, or D15 times 3 on the instructions. One here, one over here. If I would have looked over there, I would have realized I didn't have a pulley there yet. And then the other one is down there where I showed it before. Okay? So when you run this cable through here, you have to loosen these so the cable can go in here underneath this D15. Goes down through this AB. And you have to take this wheel off of the AB in order to run that ball through there. There's not enough space. So take this wheel off, run the cable through there. Back over the top, this other one identical to this, and then the other end of this cable is exact same. It hooks in the other wing over there on the other side. So that's what that's all about. Okay. And then the other thing that I've realized I skipped over here, let me move the camera a little closer. Over here, when I put this knee extension on, I just slapped this cap on. I think it's a D7. I don't remember, D6 or D7. It's the one with the rounded out edges, so I can go over the inside bolt or welded piece. So before you put this cap on, I just took it off. It actually came off pretty easy. You want to grab several more parts. You have an Allen bolt that is A20. Sorry, I have to put my glasses on. That's A20. So the bolt is A20. You have an A21, which is a long spacer, and you have two D42s that go on that spacer. Then there's the nut. There's the only nut of its size, which is the B4, is inside here. It's a 1/2 inch nut. So you just tighten these down this way, and you can put that cap back on. So let me just show. Let me show this real fast here. Now, of course, I gotta. Okay, so you can see this is the long collar piece in here. These are the two D42s slipping on it. This is the A20 and this is the B4 nut. Okay. All right, so I'll tighten those down. Actually, I might need to loosen those so I can get the other cable through. I'm not sure yet. So I'm just going to leave. I'm going to leave the cap off of this until I know if that cable will go through there on its own. All right, I'll just leave this cap off. Just set it there for now. Okay, so that's your knee extension. And the other thing I noticed I probably didn't mention was there's 26 D2 pulleys, and I had one of those right here, okay, on this piece here. None of the illustrations show a pulley here. They show them here and here and here. So I took this off and I put it here on the other side. So it's this one from there. So that should be it with the pulleys, everything. All the pulleys are tight. I got cable 34 on. Cable 33 is most of the way on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the weight stacks on next. And then I can hook this pulley to it, and I'll run these other pulleys into the other stack from over there. And I just left them off because I didn't want that all in the way. Same as this VKR, vertical knee raise, I've left off so I can easily get in there. So this VKR will go on last. I'm going to do the weight stacks, then finish the cabling. So I'll come back on when I've got the weight stacks on. And I'll show you how to put that. Well, Well, I'll show that now. I can show you how to put the selector bar together. So the selector bar, this is your weight selector bar. Goes down inside your weights. There's that steel plate with the 3 holes on the top. I'll show you that later. But this selector bar, you'll notice it's got a lock washer here. This one's tightened all the way down. The instructions say, and it adjusts up so in case you need to adjust some slack, but you want to leave at least a 1/2 inch of this thread down inside the selector bar. I'm hoping that I can adjust it by moving this down all the way so that this is turned all the way down onto that lock washer. So hopefully that's the case. We'll see when we get there. So this bar, the instructions say this is cable 34. No, this is 34 over here with the big ball ends. This is 33. So first put it through this hole with the slot so it can go up like that, right? So put it through here. Then you have 2 of these. What's the part number? A23s, I believe. Let me just confirm for you. Yeah, you have 2 of these A23 part numbers. So when you put your cable through here, again, slot side through the hole, and you notice this A23, on one end it has a kind of rounded out slot big enough for the round head of the end of the cable. The other side does not, this side does. Does not, does. So you want to just put this round part right in there. See how it fits in there? And then you tighten this little Allen set screw down. A23 comes in a little bag with 2 of these and a small Allen wrench, that same size. So nice of body solid to include a few of those Allen wrenches, because some people might not have those. I have dozens of everything, but so I'll just for demonstration, I'll just tighten this all the way down so I can get it in. So that goes in, and you pull this back out through here. You still see that? And then it goes up to the top. See? So that's how that connects into that weight selector bar. Okay, I'm going to put the weights on, and I'll come back and show you what I did with the weights. Okay, just a quick update. So for the weight stacks, you need 4 of these metal ADs. These guys here, ADs, and 4 of these D16s, these rubber pads. So obviously you just kind of taper towards the top. And these go down in the holes. So 4 of those holes off of A and AN, obviously. So those go down there. I took G off of the top until I get the weights on those rods. And you'll see that these weights, I haven't read anywhere yet where it says this, but there's a little slot here in the bottom. You can see that. This is where your selector bar goes. And obviously on this side you're selecting here. On the other side you're selecting on that side where the other bench is, so they all go this way, and that little groove in the top there. Okay. You can also see there's a little mark, or a little flat mark there. That's where the little labels go for the, it's not the actual width, I think they're just numbered 1 through whatever. Okay, we have all of the weights on here. both sides with the label plate on the outside, the groove on the outside, so you can put your selector bar in. These are the D30 top plates. These guys, 2 of those. This G up at back with these 4, I forget the number of these, D44s. With these D44s up in here, they just pop in. I just turn them so they don't come out, and then this is the set screw to put onto the bar. So we'll put this back on. You can't see that. Helpful if you have a helper here, both sides. And this 5-inch, half-inch bolt here has a washer on the bottom because there's space to adjust on this side. So I like to do flat side out. I like to here. Put these on. Okay, and then the selector bar will go down inside of here. And you'll see in the top of this selector bar there's a hole with threads. So I'm going to grab those 2 bolts. These are the A15s. Okay. You got 2 A15 Allen bolts here. There's only 2 of those, and you get 2 of these little lock washers. There's only 2 of these of this size. The part number I forget is C8. Because 2 C8s, 2 D15s. So we'll put lock washer on one of these. If you can still see that, let me go down just a touch. We put this in. Put that in. To the other side. One of the Allen wrenches I gave you actually fits this. It's probably in my pocket somewhere. Okay, we'll down. So we're getting close to the end. I will take a look at the other cables, start those, and come back and show you how we put the rest of the cables on. Okay, it turns out that those cables are really easy to put on. Just follow the illustration in the what they call the install guides. So here, I showed number, cable 33. Comes in over that top pulley. That little round thing in the middle is inside here. So this is 33 with this clip on it. Oh, sorry, with this clip on it. So it goes up in here, down through around that, in there, over there, back around that one, down here, and then here's this AA, goes up like this, and up around this top piece here, and then down to the weight stack, and I showed you how to put that on. For mine, I have this in the top because it was a little bit loose, so I put it all the way to the top. So that was 33. 30, let me grab the next page, page 12. Page 12, hang on. Okay, so page 12. You got 34 up there. I think I already showed you 34. 34 is the one with those two balls on the end. So, it just goes in here. Goes down, around. This needs to be pretty much straight up, I would say, to keep this from flopping out. With that D15 on there, that angle piece, it won't come off. It goes down. This is that AB, and up, and over to the other side. The other side is the exact same. So it comes. So again, it comes up from the AB, up this side. Here's the angle, that D15, over here to that ball. So that number 34 is super easy to put on. 35 is this cable here. Still have the tape on it. Okay, 35. Okay. So 35, as you can see in the diagram, comes through. This is that small pulley, the only small pulley there is. Goes down to this piece, which is the Z. These are the Z1 plates with the double pulley. So it comes down from there. And I find it easier to start and follow the arrows. So start there, pull it this way, it comes up, just simply hooks onto there. This little nut comes off, so you can put the chain on it, put the nut back on. I have it in the last chain because everything is pretty taut, so that's good. So that's 34. 35, super easy. 36 is this one here. So it starts here. I put this clip and the chain on it already. Out to that pull bar with the caps in the ends. So it comes in here, goes up over the bottom half of that, down to that one, up to the D frame, over, and it goes around this AC. This is the AC. This is the one that had that threaded hole in it. I went ahead and put the rubber stopper on it. I think it's the D22. Same as this rubber stopper with that double-edged tape. So it comes up there, through those two, up to the other side of G. Over here. Okay, so it comes up here. over this side of G, and it goes right down to this, to the weight stack on this side. Okay, so easy enough for that one. That was, what number is it? That's 36. That was 36. On page 12, I go to page 13. We have D39. That's the one that has a little chain on the end. See, start there, you put that D17 clip on it. And it goes, just follow those arrows, just like it shows, through that hole, over here, up that, and then hooks into the bottom of that AC. So it comes up and hooks into the bottom of that AC. So again, that one starts over here. You see, this is the chain. I tightened it up two notches, 2 chain links after I had it, you know, strung through. So around this way, around that way, back around this one. I took this one off just so I can more easily thread the cable through it. Then I put it back on, through that hole, through that pulley, up into that pulley, and that's, as I said, up here to this, to AC, okay? So that's super easy on that one. Again, that was 39. Now we've got, if I go back a couple pages, so we did 34, 33, 34, 35, 36, 39. So we got 37 and 38. Okay, so 37 is for this knee extension. I want to show you over here. These are the pieces I added later. So this is an Allen screw that goes through here. There's a sleeve that Allen screw goes through. Then there's these 2 pieces here. I forget the numbers. They're on my table over there. It's got this 1/2-inch bolt. So after I tighten that down, I put the cap back on. But so this goes this way. I obviously haven't finished this one yet. I can put it up on the camera and do that, and then I'll just do the last piece, which is this 38. It's simply a short piece from that hook, and it hooks into the end of that cable over the top of this bottom AA. So it simply goes from there, and when the other cable comes around, it just clips on there. So that is almost it. I'll put those last 2 cables on, and I come back over here. This is the D38. And a little short cable. I was just explaining that's on the bottom of the A frame. So if I look at all my parts lists, all the components, I've used everything here, with the exception of, it looks like I have, this obviously goes with that 38 cable. So the only thing I haven't used, I have 2 those round D45 end caps left over that might go with the vertical knee raise. I'm not sure. I ended up with 1 C4 lock washer, 3 C2 regular flat washers, and 3 C3 flat washers. So I'll look around and see if I can figure out where I didn't put those, but I think I probably had extras. These are the numbers for the weights. And that's what they call D29 probably, that goes there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the last two cables on as I was mentioning. Cable 37 for the knee raise. From here. So it's gonna come down up through this pulley here. This pulley has a little L bracket. You have to loosen it just a little bit so you can put the cable inside that D15 bracket right here. I'm going to tighten this back up. The picture has it on this side. That probably makes sense. So this is just going to simply come up here. It's going to go through here, down. I'm going to put this clip on here. This. Put this clip on this side. And this little D39 short cable will simply come down and hook into the A-frame down here at the bottom. And you've got 3 chain links for adjustment. It looks like it's going to go right in the bottom one. Okay. Alright, just like that. And that is it for cables. Everything still fits nice. Okay. You can see here. I notice that this stack on this side is really smooth. I can come in here. That works really well. Okay. Finally, we're going to put the AK weight stack shields on. Obviously there's 4 of those. If you notice, they have, even though page 14 doesn't show this on the assembly guide, page 14 just shows, straight edges. Like this straight. This one, as you can see, has a little bevel right there, a little bevel. I'm going to assume that goes on the outside to kind of keep your hands from getting inside between this and the weight stack when you're adjusting your weight stack. And they also have, 2 of them have the word body solid. And so I want the body solid higher versus lower, so I'm going to put it on, this one's going to go here. This one's going to go there. And then the other one with body solid is going to go over here. So you can see body solid there, you can see body solid in this way. And so this will just have plain on this one. So I'm going to put the first one on. There's little adjusters on here. So these Allen screws are already on the stack. So all you have to do is take those off and just screw them on. I'm going to raise it off the floor just a touch. Okay, the last station, the vertical knee raise and what I call the dip station, goes right here. I could have done myself a favor and left these off before I try to put them on here, so see if I can fit my hands back in there. So again, the only thing left on this table are these 3 washers. and those two end caps from the other piece. This is the VKR stuff, and unfortunately, there is not an illustration sheet that shows you what C is, what A1 is, A2, and A3. It's got A1, A2, A3. And so what I believe is, I believe the A1s are the 3-inch, which are these. I believe the A2s are these 2.5s, and I believe these A3s are these 2.5s. I'm sorry, 2 3/4 and 2.5s. So I'm gonna go with that, and I'm gonna grab all the pieces here. Again, it's like they're all in that box, and of course, that box up on there. So I'll grab those, I'll bring them all over, then I'll put it together, and then like usual, I'll show you what I did. Okay, this VKR vertical knee raise and dip station is super easy. You can see here there's just a piece at the bottom. This is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, and so that's like all tightened down with the bolts that I described. So there's the longest ones are the A1s in the bottom, A1s here, those 4 A1s, A2s into the stack station, and in here, and down, into the bottom of the stack station, A3s down here in the bottom, if you can see that, right there. These are the A3s, okay? A1s, A2s. And then we'll grab the rest of the components. Obviously, you got your 2 handhold things here. They go in the holes in the top, so make sure this has got the hole on the top. The bolt and washer are already on these, so they just go in there, take this off, and it goes up in there. You got the seat back and the arm rests, these pads over here. I'll grab these. Okay, so this will go there. And these two go on here. It looks like, it doesn't matter which way. I'm going to put them with these little silver studs forward. And then so on here you grab 4 of these armrests. You're grabbing A4s, C3s, and C2s. Okay? So again, you got 4 of these A4s, 4 C3s, and 4 C2s. These are the A4s, these are the C2s, these are the C3s. Okay, I got 2 stacks of those. So I put those on, and then for the backrest, we got 1 A5, or 2 A5s, 2 C3s. So you got these 2 at the backrest, these 2, and those 2. Those 4 go there, those 4 go there. And then for the caps, you see there's 4 caps. They go in the end of the handle, on top of the handle. And then of course, these 2 plugs are both going down here at the bottom of that footrest. So we'll grab those real quick. You see that? Start with the armrest. Tighten those up in there. Again, you get your bolt, lock washer first, large flat washer second. Washer here. Into the bottom of the pad. Again here, I'll just do one more on camera. Put that through there. Okay. We'll do the same on this side over here. And grab the ones for the back. short ones, 2 lock washers, 2 and this is going to go, oh no, look, looks like the wider part goes low, which makes sense. Let me get one of these started. So I got lock washer, flat washer, lock washer, flat washer. There's 2. Start that through there. Put that in there. Again, these are the shortest ones in this kit. That's all I have started. It's a little awkward in there. And these end caps there's 2 of each. 2 go up here, like this, and 2 go in here, like that. So it doesn't tell you which ones are which. The difference is one has little tops. So the insides are a little bit different, and one is a little bigger than the other one. Okay, these are the 2. There's these little legs sticking up. Because one is bigger, I don't really know what they had in mind. Well, that makes it easy. This big one doesn't fit up there. Okay. All right, so the one with the legs going into here. Let me grab my hammer. And these go in here. Okay. So in here. So that is the end of the assembly. So we have put together the EXM3000 LPS, or as the boxes say, EXM3000 LP.9 is what came on the boxes. So I hope you enjoy the Body Solid Gym as much as I think I'm going to. And good luck.